The afternoon sun beat down on the cracked pavement, its warmth clinging to every surface of the small town. Cars honked impatiently at the intersection where a frail old man stood frozen, clutching his cane with trembling hands. His vision was cloudy, his steps unsteady, and the flow of traffic seemed too daunting to cross alone. People passed him by without a glance, some too busy, others unwilling to pause their rush. But among the crowd, a young girl with worn shoes and tired eyes noticed him. Her name was Anna. "Sir, do you need help?" she asked softly, her voice breaking the tension of honks and murmurs around them. The old man looked up slowly, his wrinkled face turning toward the sound. Relief flickered in his eyes as he nodded. Anna stepped forward, ignoring the impatient glares of drivers and pedestrians alike, and gently slipped her arm beneath his. She guided him carefully across the street, each step cautious, steadying him when he stumbled. When they reached the other side, the man smiled faintly. "Thank you, child. Not many would stop these days." Anna shook her head. "It's no trouble. Everyone deserves a little help." She didn't wait for thanks. She simply gave him a gentle smile before rushing off, clutching the old, tattered bag slung across her shoulder. The man watched her disappear into the crowd, his heart stirred by her kindness. She didn't know it yet, but she had just touched the life of the town's wealthiest farmer, Mr. Henry Whitfield, a man with land stretching as far as the eye could see, and more money than anyone could count. But Anna didn't know any of that. Her world was small, confined to a one-room shack at the edge of town where she lived with her younger brother, Sam. Their parents had died years ago, leaving Anna, just 19, to carry the weight of both mother and father. Every day she worked odd jobs, cleaning houses, serving tables, carrying groceries, barely earning enough to put food on the table. And yet, no matter how little she had, she always carried kindness in her heart. That evening, Anna returned home, exhausted. Sam, just 10 years old, looked up at her with bright eyes. "Did you bring bread, Anna?" he asked eagerly. She smiled, pulling out a small loaf she had bought with her last few coins. "Only this, but I'll make it last." Sam didn't complain, he never did. He simply hugged her tightly, whispering, "You're the best sister." Anna brushed his hair back, hiding the tears threatening to fall. She wished she could give him more, a better home, fuller meals, a childhood without worry, but wishing didn't change reality. The next morning, Mr. Whitfield thought of the girl again. The way she hadn't hesitated, the gentleness in her eyes, it had touched him in a way that years of wealth never had. Though known for his stern demeanor, he couldn't shake the memory. He asked around town, describing her. Most didn't know her, but an old shopkeeper finally recognized Anna. "She's a hard-working girl," the shopkeeper said. "Orphan, raising her little brother. Doesn't have much, but she's kind to everyone." Mr. Whitfield's heart tightened. He knew hardship once, long before success blessed him. Her simple act of kindness awakened something buried deep within him, the urge to give back. Later that week, Anna was cleaning tables at the small diner near the bus stop when a man in a tailored suit walked in. He handed her an envelope without explanation. Confused, she opened it and gasped at the sight, an invitation written in elegant script. It was from Mr. Henry Whitfield himself, requesting her presence at his farm. Her hands trembled. Why would someone like him want to meet her? That evening, she told Sam, his eyes lit up. "Maybe he needs help with chores. If you work for him, we could buy real food." Anna smiled faintly, though unease lingered in her chest. She agreed to go, more for Sam's hope than her own. The next day, she walked nervously up the grand driveway of the Whitfield estate. The sprawling fields of golden wheat shimmered in the sun, barns stood tall, and workers moved about briskly. She felt small in her patched dress and worn shoes. Mr. Whitfield himself greeted her, leaning on his cane but standing proud. His eyes softened when he saw her. "Young lady," he said, "do you know why I've asked you here?" Anna shook her head. "No, sir, I hope I haven't done anything wrong." He chuckled. "Quite the opposite. The other day, you helped an old man who couldn't cross the street. You didn't know who I was, and yet you didn't hesitate. That says much about your heart." Anna blushed, unsure how to respond. It was nothing. Anyone would have done the same. "Not everyone would," he replied firmly. Then, after a pause, he added, "I want to offer you something, a job here on my farm. Honest work, fair pay, and a place for you and your brother to stay, if you'll accept it." Anna's breath caught. It sounded like a dream, but dreams often felt too good to be true. Why me?" she whispered. "Because kindness deserves to be rewarded," Mr. Whitfield said. Tears pricked her eyes as she nodded. From that day forward, Anna's life began to change. She worked at the farm, helping with accounts, organizing, even tending the animals. Sam thrived there too, running through fields, learning from the workers, his laughter filling the air. For the first time in years, Anna felt peace. But not everyone was happy. Some of the townspeople whispered behind her back. Why her? What makes her so special? Envy grew among a few who had once ignored her. Even some workers doubted her abilities, believing she didn't belong. One afternoon, while balancing the accounts, Anna discovered a worker had been stealing supplies. She hesitated. If she told Mr. Whitfield, she risked angering others. If she stayed silent, the farm would suffer. She chose honesty, confronting the man and reporting the theft. The worker was dismissed, and resentment toward Anna deepened. She cried that night, wondering if she truly belonged. But Sam held her hand and whispered, "Don't let them change you, Anna. You're doing what's right." Encouraged by his words, she pressed on. Over time, her hard work and integrity silenced the doubts. Workers grew to respect her, seeing her dedication was genuine. Even the townspeople began to notice her generosity, how she shared food, how she treated everyone kindly despite whispers. Months passed, and one evening Mr. Whitfield gathered everyone in the farmhouse. He cleared his throat, his voice steady but emotional. "I've lived a long life," he said, "and wealth has given me much, but true richness lies not in land or gold, it lies in kindness. This young woman reminded me of that truth. One day she helped me cross a street. Today she helps me carry my farm. Tomorrow she will carry even more." He turned to Anna, his eyes glistening. "I've decided to name you as my successor. This farm, this land, this legacy, it will be yours and your brother to protect." The room fell silent. Anna's knees weakened. "But sir, I don't deserve this." "You deserve more than you know," Mr. Whitfield said firmly. Tears streamed down her face. She thought of her parents, of the nights she'd gone hungry to feed Sam, of every burden she had carried alone. And now, because she had chosen kindness in a fleeting moment, her entire life had changed. Years later, Anna stood at the same intersection where she had once helped Mr. Whitfield cross. Sam was grown now, helping her manage the farm. The town respected her deeply, not for her wealth but for her heart. She often thought about that day, the honking cars, the frail old man, the simple choice to help. One act of kindness had rewritten her future. And so, when she saw another elderly woman struggling with grocery bags, Anna didn't hesitate. She hurried forward, offering a hand with the same gentle smile. Because she knew better than anyone, kindness, no matter how small, can change everything.